What's up, my wizards? It's Dev from SBMTG down there on the youtube.com. We like magic, and I got 5 more Kaladesh spoilers for you, and God knows if that's the rest for the entire day. Not sure it is the final day of PAX West, but if things go the way they've been trending the last couple of times I put out spoiler videos, maybe they'll spoil more cards while I'm recording. That keeps happening, so let's see what happens. But for now, this is what we got. This is actually the most recent card spoiled. It's a common. It's Inventor's Goggles, just a 1 mana equipment that you can equip for 2 mana, and it has equipped creature gets +1/+2. The goggles themselves also have whenever an artificer enters the battlefield under your control, you may attach Inventor's Goggles to it. Cute, I guess, right? If you're drafting the Alchemist deck in limited, possibly, I don't know. Like, we really hoped that we would see really cool equipments in this set, and so far we haven't seen a whole lot, but at least this is confirmation that we'll see more equipment, so that's cool. Just really hope we see better equipment. I like that, you know, it has the whenever an alchemist comes into play. That's cool, cute, tribal synergy and all that, but want to see something a little bit better, I guess, is all I'm saying. This is the only card so far today that requires a translation. This is Oval Chase Daredevil. It's 4 mana, 3 generic and a black for a human pilot that is a 4/2. And it has whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you may return Oval Chase Daredevil from your graveyard to your hand. First of all, I just love this art. She died in a race car crash or something and she just came right back. That's interesting. But the card itself is kind of interesting too. A lot of people are just sort of passing it by and saying, oh, that looks cute. And it does look really good in draft, again, in limited environments where you're sort of drafting a deck that has some artifacts in it. You know, it doesn't seem bad at all. I like that it can be discarded with, you know, like Tormenting Voice and other stuff like that. Just anything that makes you discard cards. In Standard, you can discard this and get it back later, you know, Crypt Breaker and stuff like that, although I don't think that it goes into any of those decks. I don't think it goes in the Madness deck, you know, not very good synergy there, especially considering Madness isn't going to play any artifacts, you know. So it may be tough to find a home, but something like this that you can just sort of discard and then bring back again for just no cost, basically, you know, play an artifact is really kind of always good. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was fringe playable in some weird Standard deck, but we'll have to see what that is first. I wouldn't be surprised if this had a little bit more impact than we initially think it might. Up next is Ceremonious Rejection. This is just a blue mana for counter target colorless spells. Possible instant sideboard staple, at least in Standard and maybe even in Modern, where Eldrazi are still a thing. And yeah, it works with artifacts, it works with you know, Eldrazi creatures. So pretty good spread of usability on this card. It's pretty flexible, and Eldrazi are still in some ways a scourge in Modern, and obviously in Standard people are playing them. So maybe this will be a sideboard thing, you know. Worth noting that it doesn't counter cast triggers on big colorless Eldrazi. They'll still get the cast trigger, but you will counter the creature itself. So there's that to kind of worry about, honestly. And people are talking about this in Legacy, but I think a null is probably just better in that format. I'm not 100% sure, but at least in Standard and Modern, for the time being, at least in Modern, card does not look bad at all. This is Aerial Responder right here. He's 3 mana, that's a generic and 2 white, for a 2/3 dwarf soldier, cool creature type, with flying, vigilance, and lifelink. And everyone's calling him Whitehawk, you know, and it is basically Vampire Nighthawk. They just took the Death Touch off and put the vigilance on, which I think is kind of worse. You know, Death Touch was always really, really, really nice on Nighthawk because he could switch from offense to defense easily. Cool thing is, this card still has the ability to do that. You know, he can swing in and then still stay up to block next turn or during their turn. So I think Vigilance sort of still accomplishes some of the same goals that Nighthawk did, although this won't be able to take down, you know, a big flyer without some sort of help. So that's an issue. But it is slightly more aggressive looking in some ways than Nighthawk was. So I do like that about it. It'll probably see some play in something. Odric looks pretty cool to me in that deck, you know, and it hilariously curves in to Odric. That's nice. 3rd turn this, 4th turn Odric. Go ahead and swing in with some stuff, and everything gets 3 abilities at least. So, looks pretty solid to me. It'll probably see some play. Last card, at least so far, while I'm recording, this is Essence Extraction. It is the other most recent card of the day next to the goggles. This is 3 mana, that's a generic and 2 black for an instant, with Essence Extraction deals 3 damage to target creature, and you gain 3 life. Well, so far, from what I've seen, people really, really like this card, but honestly, I don't know, man. We've got Ruinous Path, which is sorcery speed, yes, but Also takes out planeswalkers and can be a creature at the same mana cost. And we've got Murder, too, which is also instant speed and just completely kills the creature. I mean, gaining 3 life might be good, especially in some decks, you know. I've seen some people say, you know, Lone Rider turn 2 into this on turn 3 is great because it clears a path for the Lone Rider, too. So that doesn't seem bad, but that's fairly narrow use for something like this. If it could hit players, that would be sweet. Straight up black burn that gains you life, too. Like, that would just be neat. So I'd like that, but as it stands, I feel like we just have better options, unless you're playing very specific decks in Standard. Alright, that's all the new stuff for now. Again, I'm pretty sure that they'll try and slip something under the radar a little bit later tonight. If they do, I'll be there for you. But I do like that we got a day where there's fewer spoilers and really less impactful cards to talk about, because that means that I'll have a chance to finally have the time to edit Red Green Wolves. I'm going to have that up for you tomorrow morning, Monday morning, so look for that. And all the other content, you know, top 10 list coming up. I've got a top 5 list coming up. I've also got a video that's going to be really nice as far. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be 5, in the same video, 5 standard Pauper ideas, so look out for that. Lots of content coming your way really soon, so sub if you're new. And if you enjoyed this content, hit the thumbs up button. It helps me out more than like anything you could possibly do. And let me know how you felt about these spoilers down there. I know some people really like Essence Extraction. Maybe I'm just not, you know, liking it as much as some people. So make your case for Essence Extraction and all these other cards down there in the comments, and I will see you guys later. I'm Deb from SBMTG. Thanks for watching, my wizards.
Except with samurai swords, I bring more than your average rapper's national tour. I explode like C4, and I'm cold to the core. I swear I can't remember what my life was like before. I got the music in me, knew it simply had to be my destiny. I'm blessed to be the best within my CNHEND. Please believe not Ninja Gaiden. I'm not the guy to fight with them lightning. They come in dumb and I leave them enlightened.